Hello, Ravenites all around the world. Thank you guys for joining us for the second edition of 2023 RAVENCOIN Community Day, the February edition. I am your host, Blockchain John, with, whoops, wrong screen. Here we go. We got Brick in the house. We got your seasoned group member, Raven Market Man, in the house. We're going to go over really quick what RAVENCOIN is before we open up to discussions. So for the new viewers out there or listeners out there checking out this episode, we're going to go over what RAVENCOIN is all about. So I got a few tabs open here at ravencoin.foundation. I'm going to go ahead and read this real quick. RAVENCOIN Foundation is helping RAVENCOIN soar. The RAVENCOIN Foundation is not RAVENCOIN. RAVENCOIN is open source software that volunteers run to create a network of nodes that constructs a massively replicated blockchain-based ledger of RVN, and for any other asset tokens that get created by the network users. The RAVENCOIN Foundation is a nonprofit organization that endeavors to assist and protect the RAVENCOIN open source project. It also provides a legal entity that can hold and distribute development funds, apply for signing keys and certificates, hold App Store accounts, run RAVENCOIN Explorers, run seed nodes, connect community members, and communicate a shared vision for the project. And they do have a donation address here if you guys want to donate to the RAVENCOIN Foundation to help develop RAVENCOIN. All right. Next, we have, of course, there's a couple sources down here. Download asset wallets, RVN wallets. If you want to participate, they have a Discord here, Telegram. Those are highly, very, very active. There's a lot of people in there. If you want to buy Raven, you go to Binance, scratch out T0. They have Binance US. You can trade it on a few dexes here. Let's see. There's some more trading, so swapping. If you guys want to swap, Change Now, BC, Bitcoin, Guardian, Swap Zone, Swap Space, and the mining pools. Minemore, 2 miners, which I used for a long time. Blocksmith. Let's see, a couple sites here you guys want to check out. Let's see, ravencoin.org, which we're going to check out in a bit here. Let's see, Blockchain Tiger, big guy in the Korean space. Check it out. NFTs, RVN Bay are NFT RVN, just NFTs, and they have Ravenist and WAGMI NFTs. Milori Markets on the list as well. If you guys want to learn about it, they do definitely have a white paper here. I read that on the last episode in the January edition. Check that out. Let's see. And developers, if you guys want to help develop the RAVENCOIN core, here it is. All the information's here. They got a bunch of explorers here. The Block Explorer, Cryptoscope, RAVENCOIN Explorer, and the Mango Farmers Explorer, which I got right here, another tab open. All right, awareness. If you guys want some marketing materials for RAVENCOIN, if you guys want to just pump up RAVENCOIN, check it out. Oh, let's see. Who do we have here? Mining Pool Hub for the win. That's from one of our chat guys over in Twitch. If you guys want to check us out, we are live on Twitch at twitch.tv/blockchainjohn. All right, second tab is the ravencoin.org website. RAVENCOIN is a peer-to-peer blockchain handling the efficient creation and transfer of assets from one party to another. All right, let's not get that confused. We are talking about assets here. RAVENCOIN is about the assets. Assets. A lot of people get confused between coins and assets. RAVENCOIN is assets. All right. All right, so welcome to RAVENCOIN. RAVENCOIN is a protocol based on a fork of the Bitcoin code, which adds features specifically focused on allowing tokens to be issued on the RAVENCOIN blockchain. These tokens can have whatever properties the issue of the token decides, so they can be limited in quantity, named, and be issued as securities or as collectibles. You can make your own security token within minutes and have it trade worldwide, which is amazing. That's like, you literally can start up your own business with RAVENCOIN. It's only going to cost you less than $5, and you can have a global access to the world, with your business. That's amazing. Okay, sip of water. Now let's go on to the next one. Let's check out over at Twitter. I wanted to bring up Leon, Texas, because he's he's really, really active guy. Check him out. All right, follow him for sure if you guys want to know more about RAVENCOIN. This guy's 100% RAVENCOIN. All right, let's see here. He retweeted it from Raven Rebels, which is an awesome developer. Check him out if you guys haven't. He's on YouTube. He makes amazing YouTube videos. Once again, that's Raven Rebels, all right? It says here, for developers, create a web wallet for specific RAVENCOIN assets / tokens. And here's a link to that video, how to create Lemonade mobile app. That's awesome. All right. That is Leon, Texas. And yeah, check him out. All right, I'm going to switch on over to the Explorer. Of course, every blockchain has an Explorer, and here's one made by Mango Farms. It is the explorer.mangofarmassets.com. All right, this is, as you're seeing in real time here on video, there's assets literally going through. I'm not doing anything. This is just real time input and output going through the system, through the blockchain. 2,500, that's a block right there. Somebody transferred 10 RVN, another 10 there. You know, there's 2,000 RAVENCOIN being moved right there. Yeah, that's the RAVENCOIN Explorer. All right, Mango Farms makes blockchain assets easy. All the tools you need to make, store, and view assets are here. Click this link here, and you guys can get started with Mango Farms. Mango Farms Explorer is powered by Raven Core. Many thanks to the core developers and under dark skies. A list of API endpoints for use with this Explorer can be found here. You guys can click on here if you guys want to use the API. Awesome. All right, last tab that I have here is the ravencoin.assets-explorer.net. This is pretty cool because you guys can check out all the NFTs that are being minted live or being transferred live. All right, let's click on, let's see, PickBit. Click on that, and you guys can see here what the PickBit is. And that was moved, or that was created 10 minutes ago. 60 of them was created 10 minutes ago. Look at that. There it is. Cool. All right, let's see. Let's try another one. Jack's Crackhead 2. What is a pixelated crackhead? There it is. All right, let's see. Let's try another one. John Burr Balloons. Ooh, interesting balloons. Ravendoe. Ravendoe's still around. That's cool. Look at that. They're still working on it. That's awesome. Let's see. What else do we have? Squawker. I want to see what Squawker is. Yeah, just tokens. Tokens, and it looks like there's 125 addresses that hold the Squawker. I wish I knew more detail about Squawker, but I don't, and I apologize, only because I have not tinkered with it. But maybe one of the other guys here might have some information on what Squawker is all about.
It's like a social media protocol using RAP11 to be able to, like a messaging token. You can post messages up and you sign it using cryptography. Basically like a RAVENCOIN version of Nostr or Nostr.
There you go. That's awesome.
Bad guy Ty, who you could find on Twitter. Bad guy, BADGUI, Ty, TY. He's the guy who's building it.
Bad guy Ty. There he is. Tyler Hess.
Yep.
There he is. All right. Needing all the help I can get on this. Together, Squawker gives RAVENCOIN its purpose and value. It will lead the Web3 charge, and it is exactly the protocol needed for our content. There it is. Squawker update. I got a basic CI/CD pipeline working. Okay, it only loads all the Python dependencies for now, but it is something to build on. Off. Site is now public. Web developers needed to please make suggestions for UI improvements. CNS is on its way too. And that was back in October. Okay. It looks like he hasn't updated much. Let me check out his tweets here. Over here on this side. Maybe he has something. January 29th. What is MetaZ? MetaZ is another project that's coming out. Tron is on here. This is all last month. He hasn't been really active this particular month. It's okay. He's still working on Squawker. There it is. All right. Now that's the five sites I wanted to show you guys. RAVENCOIN.foundation, RAVENCOIN.org, Twitter. Obviously, there's a lot of RAVENCOIN people in Twitter. And explorer.mangofarmassets.com and ravencoin.asset-explorer.net. All right, let's jump back in over here with Brick and Raven Market Man. Brick, since we went over the assets, I know you obviously have some assets in it's your business. You built your business on Ravencoin, so I want to take a moment and just pass the throne over to you, and have you talk about your project and what you got going on with Ravencoin.
Yeah, thanks, John. Also, shout out to Quading, who's in as well. Thank you. Yeah, look, in terms of we tokenized the first real estate property on the Ravencoin chain late last year. Again, I won't bore you with the history in terms of what happened, but the short story is we saw the Ravencoin blockchain as the blockchain to mint our real estate property. So we tokenized Australian real estate properties, focusing in Brisbane, Gold Coast, and Sunshine Coast. Our Dolphin property, which is on the Gold Coast, that's the one we minted late last year. It is historically on the Ravencoin blockchain the first real estate property to go live that people can actually buy into. Yeah, yeah, just yeah. I'm a bit restricted at the moment. I'm just at home at the moment, so the tools are a bit restricted. But it's just simply brickbcprojects.com, the website. And then so all the details of the properties. But yeah, so we're really excited. Obviously, it's something that we engaged with the RAVENCOIN community around December 2021, and we saw the future in terms of tokenizing real estate on the RAVENCOIN blockchain. Because, a few key things. Obviously, we were looking for a low gas environment, which obviously the RAVENCOIN blockchain does that. Not just to tokenize the original series, but also as people are in terms of buy and sell between each other on the blockchain in terms of the property tokens, the Dolphin tokens in particular. It's obviously next to nothing in terms of gas fees. Obviously, community is a big thing as well. We obviously heavily engage with the community, and we participate and engage in various levels, with whether it be like today, like Braveland and so forth. So again, we see that the Ravencoin blockchain has got a massive future. Obviously, given the fundamentals of decentralized blockchain, that's where we see ourselves in terms of what we got planned. Our vision is to do another 9 properties this year on the Ravencoin blockchain.
9 more properties?
9. Be subject to demand, of course, and we'd like to think that the community will get behind us as obviously the core part of our Brick family community. But yeah, basically we've got 9 for this year, which the properties are. Total cost, the actual property itself, is around 2.6 mil US. I mean, the tokens themselves, we always keep them on $100. I mean, the Dolphin one is $80 per token. So again, if again, it will be subject to the demand. We've got 9 properties there planned out between Brisbane and Gold Coast, and we got 20 in 2024. So no, there is no shortage of properties. It's just obviously in terms of getting people on the journey.
You got some really nice properties, that's for sure, man. I've been showing these images, and the view is amazing, man. It's a beautiful property, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic place. And again, obviously, these are the places we see a lot of up value over the next 10, 12 years in particular. Obviously, Brisbane is the 2032 Olympics. And historically, just if we had a look at back in 2000, Sydney, what it did to the property market there, it certainly provides a great opportunity for people to come on the long-term journey with us. Yeah.
Here's my question. So anybody can invest into these tokens, yeah?
Right. Okay. So you don't have to be accredited or sophisticated. This is open to anybody from anywhere in the world.
Now, that's where I wanted to get to, because earlier this week there was a settlement between the the SEC and the library, right? The library token. So the settlement was that obviously they had to pay a fine because they were selling to regular people like us, right? So they are only allowed to sell their tokens on the secondary market. That's what the settlement was, or the new terms and conditions. So that means that they had to get accredited investors to buy the initial tokens, and then from there after those accredited investors had to sell those on the open market, and then people like us can go in the secondary market and buy those tokens. Now, does that apply to these tokens as well, or is it, are those only, like, for example, I'm in the United States. Is this going to apply to me? Do I have to buy from an accredited investor, or do these regulations not apply to me? Or is it, or
it doesn't apply to anybody. So basically, this is the whole point. When I set out to, in terms of 3 years ago, providing this ability to provide, to the everyday person be able to access real estate. That was the whole point of it. All the bullshit about, that across the world with all accreditations or sophisticated investor status, that's all, for me, that's all bullshit. And that's why we set out to solve this solution, provide a solution to a massive problem globally. That, again, it's, the everyday person, they haven't got the ability. I see here in Australia, the everyday person hasn't got the ability to access, traditionally in terms of the markets, because they have to be accredited. And then you start talking about in terms of property, in terms of property funds, in the traditional way, they've got no ability because they have to be an accredited investor or a sophisticated investor, as we call it here. So the whole point of this was to provide a solution to the everyday person. So we basically say, here we are in Australia, we pass all laws as far as we're concerned here, and basically anybody from anywhere can come and buy. So we don't target any specific area around the world. We just say, here we are, this is what we provide a solution in terms of people get exposed to real estate and the benefits that come from that. You come and buy. We're not forcing anybody. People do their research. We've got obviously all the information on our website that provides the information on each property, what it's all about. And again, that's the problem we're trying to provide, John, is provide that access to anybody. It doesn't matter where you come from, whether you're in Africa. You just need a mobile phone.
So how did you get past all the regulation?
So in terms of in Australia, as you know, I've got an accounting background. So I'm a CPA in Australia. So my bread and butter over the years, not only just property, but I've actually, in terms of what structures in place for different types of businesses, when it comes to asset protection, when it comes to obviously meeting all legislation. So again, having that background obviously is a massive advantage. And when I was trying to solve this problem, so again, ours meets all regulations as far as obviously the Australian legal system is concerned. And then obviously we engage the best of the breed DigiShares to making sure from a blockchain perspective, obviously, not just creating a platform, the IT side of things, and maintaining our platform, our property tokens platform, but also giving us guidance in terms of the whole blockchain rules.
Okay, so you guys are piggybacking off of DigiShares, right?
Yeah, they're advising when it comes to obviously the blockchain rules, and obviously I'm not an IT person, John. I've got an understanding of IT. I'm not a coder. But for me, it was engaging the best of breed in the world that were actually creating a platform, a property tokens platform, to be able to issue and manage the tokens on a blockchain, and then obviously maintaining. So DigiShares are our service provider when it comes to that. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I met the guys over at the Blockchain Expo last year.
Yeah, you met Klaus, did you? You met Klaus?
Yeah, yes, it was Klaus. Klaus and
Gabriel,
yes, those two guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I get to meet them again. I'm going again this year. Hopefully, I get to see them again. And
they're actually in Miami. Actually, I think they're in Miami this week. I think they're actually in Miami this week doing something with security tokens markets I think they're having a seminar there in Miami.
Nice. Okay, well, I showed your site. Now, in regards to your site, are you KYC your customers?
Yes, correct. So we have to do the KYC and AML, which it's become. Sorry.
Who are you using to do your KYC?
So it's on our platform. So again, it's all done on our platform. So but that's people put their obviously information on there, and it's all done on our platform.
Okay, so you're holding all that data.
Correct. So with DigiShares, in terms of maintaining our database, it's all maintained on the platform. Yeah.
Okay, so whatever reason, if you get audited, then at least you have all that data in hand.
Correct. It's all there. Yeah. Correct.
Interesting.
Which is thinking, it's funny, John. It's although obviously, I think I might have mentioned this on your show before, is that if we had it our way, we wouldn't do KYC and AML because it is a big barrier. Given we talk about the decentralized blockchain and the ability of people to have and provide information, their IDs and personal information, it has become a barrier. Because I think if I had a look at the stats over the last 12 months, in people actually coming in, registering, and then the next step being providing the KYC details with the ID and so forth, the 50% drop off. So they come on in terms of register email, and then basically goes back to them, and then they have to provide that information, and around 50% drop off. Which again, like I said, I do respect people's privacy, but unfortunately, when we're talking about tokenized real estate, we have to do that. We have to do that compliance. As much as I hate it, but it's just one of those unfortunate things that because again, our plan is to later on go into a secondary market to try and provide more liquidity for token holders. And any secondary market needs to have that.
Let me ask you this. So from what I recall, you have right now. I'm looking at two properties here: the brick koala and the brick dolphin. And obviously, as you continue to add more properties, they're going to be different animals, correct?
Correct. Okay. So the brick roo is coming up on. That's going to be a Brisbane one.
Nice.
Brick roo.
Nice. Okay.
Obviously that the brick koala was done originally on the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. So I noticed. So that's what you did. You did brick koala on Ethereum chain, right? And now you did brick dolphin on the RAVENCOIN chain. Now, are you just going to stay with these two chains, or is there still a possibility you might utilize other chains like Solana?
No, we made a commitment to the RAVENCOIN blockchain. Again, the reason we've done Ethereum because at that time when we were planning everything later, sort of early last year, and so obviously sort of leading into the actual creation of the platform the year before, all there was Ethereum. So the RAVENCOIN only sort of came live on because obviously we guided by DigiShares, and they added RAVENCOIN blockchain probably around February, March of last year to their clients to be able to do it on the RAVENCOIN blockchain, and that's where we made a decision that we were going to switch. And like I said, it's a big thing to make that commitment. And the thing is, you're trying to keep things simple, and because again, at this stage over the next 3 years, I think it's important that we just stick to the RAVENCOIN blockchain.
So how tethered are you? How tethered are you with DigiShares? Like if they decide to end up leaving RAVENCOIN and going to another chain, are you going to be forced to move with them?
No, because what happens is at the moment, so they started with the Ethereum as the offering, and it was actually HydroChain with Dan and Sarah that they said, oh, well, we're going to do it, but it has to be on the RAVENCOIN blockchain. So again, shout out those two guys because they're the ones that actually brought the RAVENCOIN blockchain to DigiShares. And so they've got Ethereum, they've got RAVENCOIN, they've got Binance chains on there. I think they've got the Polymath chain as well. That's solely for real estate tokens. So I think they've got 4 chains now. But now, look, in terms of given that they've made that commitment, it'll just be more them adding more chains to their offering in terms of their clients. But in terms of actually doing away with the chain, that won't, because obviously we're already on there. So they're already stuck with us being on the RAVENCOIN blockchain. So they can't do away with the RAVENCOIN blockchain. So all I can say is basically, obviously we keep advocating to my colleagues who are planning to tokenize real estate to do come on the RAVENCOIN blockchain, and hopefully from that perspective, they do. There's quite a few around the world that are planning now.
So here, let me put you on the hot seat. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Shoot away.
How do I know you're not going to be another FTX rug pull?
How do you know? Well, John, I've got a lot of credibility. As a CPA, given my background as a CPA accountant, there's a lot of things, a lot of ethics, and a lot of trust that I've built with people over the years in what we've done. So again, why would I ruin my reputation by doing an FTX? I'm here for the long term. I continue to communicate with people. I'm an open book. People ask me questions. Again, it doesn't matter what they are. I'll answer them. Again, I don't hide. I'm here. So I'm here for the long run. So
awesome.
And again, it's taken us like 12 months, John. Building trust with people, and I'll continue building that trust because that's a massive thing. Building trust with people, the things you do, the actions you do, and the continual involvement with the community. That's critical. And be transparent is a critical thing. Yeah.
Well, there it is. Our mission, vision, and values. Every single person should have the ability to own real estate property. Amazing. All right. How can the viewers and listeners get a hold of you?
Yeah, look, it's I'm quite active personally and on Twitter. So that's BrickBC as the Twitter handle there. So we're quite active. We got the Discord channels. We got the Instagram. We've got a bit of a TikTok, have a bit of fun on TikTok. posting sort of the videos of where the properties are and some things, the surroundings around it. You probably have a look at the RAVENCOIN Explorer. Have a look at some of the stuff that I like to share as actually minting one-on-one NFTs to share around some of the Brisbane and the Gold Coast where the properties are based. So a bit of fun there at the same time. So, but yeah, look, Twitter's sort of the main. If you can go on the website, there's obviously contact details with the emails and so forth. So, but yeah, look, my DMs are open. So if people got any queries, Twitter's where I'm mostly active on, and they can just DM me if they've got any queries.
Interesting. I found your token here. It was
so John,
minted 14 hours ago. Brisbane blue, Brisbane color.
That's it.
Brisbane mono.
Hey John, for
But,
your audience that's listening, do you want to give away that Brisbane color one?
It's up to you. I'm not. That's your call.
There's the mono, the color, and the blue. I'm happy to actually give that to 3 of your listeners.
Mono, color, or blue? Anybody want the mono, color, or blue?
It's DM me.
Okay.
And I'll send me the RAVENCOIN asset aware address.
Yeah, very important.
Whoever, tell me. It is absolutely. And I think people will like.
Here's what's interesting. I'm clicking on your IPFS link, and it goes directly to a download. How did you set that up?
So when you press when you press Brisbane 1, for example. So these are all done on the literally these are all done on the Mango Farm wallet address, Mango Farm wallet. And basically, sometimes I'm just walking, and I'll take a picture, and I'll just load it up as an NFT on the Mango Farm wallet and mint it there on the spot as I'm walking.
Interesting. Well, there you go. So if anybody wants one of those, got to hit up Brick for it. All right.
There's only 3. They're all individual one-on-one NFTs. So if people want them, yeah, nice. But you got to be listening to this show, right?
All right. Direct from Philly and King of Jew jumped in. All right, how you guys doing? What's up, Philly? I know you got something brewing up over there. Philly. Probably stepped away. It's all right. He'll jump back in.
To address your question that you gave to Brick there, whatever it's worth, I can't recommend a security, but as far as personally, I have seen Brick really step up with the community for, I'd say, the past year. He's held weekly spaces nearly.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say every single week.
Yeah, Brick, tell us what time do you do your spaces, your Twitter spaces?
Yeah, look, thanks, Quite. I really appreciate those nice words, mate. But yeah, look, we do the two weekly ones, which is one focusing on us, Brick Q&A, which we do that on a Wednesday. I did change the time, so I'll put them up on Twitter. But yeah, we try to change the times around this for this 2023, just to give people that didn't sort of fit in terms of coming live. But they're always recorded anyway, so people listen to the recording. So we do a Brick Q&A on the Wednesdays US, and then we also do a second show which is more generic in terms of what is real estate tokenization. We have different speakers come in, and sometimes an open mic around a particular topic that we always focus around the topic. So yeah, last week we done on topic around in terms of does the given what's happened, the positive sentiment of the crypto market at the moment, does that have an impact on tokenized real estate and people buying it? So there's always a theme around it. So but yeah, look, that one there's on the Thursdays US, which I haven't got the times in front of me. But yeah, we also do the Braveland. Braveland's actually on tomorrow. That's Saturday, 3 p.m. That's the Braveland Gems on the Beach. So that's on tomorrow, where we encourage the whole community to come together once a month on Braveland, which is the metaverse, metaverse world, as some of you know. And that's just about people showcasing. I mean, tomorrow's about people. Okay, what are you planning at the moment for this year? Well, what's happening right now? And as we know, the RAVENCOIN blockchain is such a diverse blockchain. With music, with artwork, with movies and obviously real estate. So it's such a diverse blockchain in terms of how people are tokenizing assets on it. And tomorrow's about people sharing in terms of what's happening now. I think sharing in terms of something they're launching right here to make people aware. And as you've done in the past, John, you've always streamed it live on Twitch as well, which is very helpful for people that don't have access to Braveland, which is obviously a software on a PC or a Mac. That's always very appreciated. There, what
Even
you do there,
mobile,
John.
man. I watch Twitch on mobile all the time. So that's what I really like about it. It's like, the whole idea of doing stuff like this is to try to make it as frictionless as possible. Obviously, you don't have to download the entire Braveland app. You don't have to download the entire Twitch app on your desktop on your phone. You can literally stream it from a browser, which is great. I try to make it as frictionless as possible, that just so people can enjoy the content that we're creating and the experiences and the education that we're providing people. That's what my goal is. That's why I do this.
Absolutely. I think we're all contributing in different ways, and if we talk about the RAVENCOIN community, I think everybody's playing their part, and like we've got Philly, in terms of, he's really active in terms of the stuff in helping various people in terms of what they're doing, and obviously quoting as well in terms of the constant assistance that he gives to people, and yourself in terms of all the activities you do. So I think we're all playing to contribute in different ways, and trying to do our bit in obviously raising the profile and bringing mainstream in to keep building community, which is fantastic.
Brick, I just remember something. So last month, and we're going to be having these meetings every single month, the RAVENCOIN Global Awards. We had our first one last month for 2023. We noticed that you did something very amazing on that particular event, which is you live streamed on Twitter Spaces, which is amazing, dude. Are you still going to be up for that again?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, where there's a Braveland event, like even tomorrow, I try to put it on as live on the Twitter space, so people can, if they're out and about, they can actually listen in. But that was amazing. The awards that you in terms of your C3 Media did in terms of hosting and organising those events,
and it was all within fantastic. a short notice. Like we literally put this together in a couple of weeks. Like it was so stressful. Like literally on stage while the ladies are on stage. Pretty much announcing the nominees and providing the awards. I'm literally minting these in real time while they're doing this, because that's how short time we had, man. It was crazy. I was sweating. I couldn't believe how much I was sweating just sitting here, man. It was so much fun, though. I loved it. It was an amazing experience. And I got to thank you guys for being a part of it, man. It was so awesome. It was
insane.
There's one thing.
As I said, my take a half, because it was, as you said, such a short notice, and it was just insane in terms of all the activities going on here, trying to organise everything in the background.
Yeah,
fantastic.
This year, what we're going to be doing, what I wanted to do last year, but due to time span, we weren't able to do it. Was to add the Korean division. We got a lot of people in RAVENCOIN that are in Korea. So I've been reaching out, and I got plenty of time to reach out to all these members to try to get them to understand what we're doing with RAVENCOIN Global Awards. There's a little bit of a language barrier there, but I'm getting through little by little. And here's what's interesting, about the Koreans. I'm realizing that there's a lot of projects in Korea that are utilizing the RAVENCOIN blockchain, but do not want to be publicly known that they're using the RAVENCOIN blockchain. I don't understand this. Like, I would like to give credit to those people that are utilizing the network or the technology. That's amazing. That's great that you're using it. You're using it for your business. You're using it for your community. You're providing services. That's great. Now, what is it that you do? Oh, we can't talk about that. It's like, why? It's like I don't want to be publicly known. So there's some people that are like that, and there's other people that, sure, why not? Let's do this. So aside from the people that don't want to participate, and maybe that's in America too. Obviously, I haven't reached out to everybody. Maybe there are some people out there that just don't want to be known that they're using the network, which I don't understand. Like, that's what this whole event is about, to bring unity with the community and showcase the advancements that has been going on throughout the year, and properly reward these individuals for doing an amazing job with this technology. That's what I want to do, right? So
interesting point there, John, you made about Korea, because did you know half of our visitors to our website that we've tracked come from Korea, South Korea.
Wow.
So obviously there's an interest there,
Yes.
But I did actually hear I saw something actually yesterday or the day before that the South Korean government is actually looking at legalizing tokenized assets, tokenized real estate. So
Nice.
maybe that's something to do with it in terms of that being obviously a barrier from a government perspective, because culturally they are very obedient when it comes to laws and so forth. Maybe that's
Uh-huh.
sort of been playing a part in it in terms of being able to say that I'm involved with something or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah. So it does look very promising. We had this meeting. Philly was there. We had this meeting last month, and since then, I still been talking on the back end with different Koreans out there, and they're the ones that are backing it are hyped up. They're excited. We will have a Korean speaker if everything goes well. We will have a Korean speaker and possibly 2 awards to give out to that division there. So that's gonna be pretty cool that we get to have the ladies up there or whoever the hosts are, and then we're gonna break off and then add the Korean division on there, and then it's gonna be pure Korean speaking on stage, and also it's I think that's gonna be freaking cool, man, to actually have them a part of this community, a part of this event. That's gonna be awesome. That's exciting for me, man. Um, Philly, you here with us? No, yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
I am. I was just on mute. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, sir. Great.
All
I know
right.
you've been working
Mm.
on a project for quite some time now. Considering that it is RavenCoin Community Day, the February edition, do you want to give us an update or some insight of what your project is all about?
It's along the lines. Yeah, I'll go into it. I wasn't planning on doing that. But first, let me take a step back.
Okay.
Part of the reason, the very, very big part of the reason why I chose to get involved in this is not only does it help a friend that I've been friends with for years, but it's going to allow me to come up with another use case that I would not have fully comprehended if it had not been for Brick. So
Ooh.
it's very, we're the 1% of the 1%, and we're early. And I know
Mm-hmm.
it never in crypto, it never feels like you're early, but we're still early. And we understood what NFTs would be, uh, and we knew how NFTs could be done properly and what the proper use was. And as soon as the masses caught on to it, then all the shenanigans happen with a bunch of get rich quick.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about people. The thing that I love about Ravencoin is it truly attracts legitimate individuals as Brick. Now, once, I don't give it best investment advice, but I would happily introduce Brick to all my close friends and family and anybody that trusts me to make an introduction.
Nice.
So the so one of the projects I'm working on uh, is related to homes. It's people can visit it at ironcladsteel.com. What we're doing is we're building the strongest home ever built. Florida Atlantic University has done the analysis. This house can withstand 292 mile an hour winds. Now, the worst hurricane that's ever hit, I think it comes in at 160 miles an hour, so that's a Cat 5. So when you start to realize the winds that this steel box that I'm sitting in, if you hear an echo, it's because we turned the prototype house into my office because that's how I operate. Whenever I'm going to get deep into a project, I'll sleep under the desk. Well, fortunately, I set up my 3 monitors on the kitchen counter here. If you look down my Twitter feed at Direct from Philly, you'll find it there. Uh, but fortunately, I have a 3 bedroom uh, home that is now the office, the prototype. We're going to be staging it here shortly so that we can let people come see it. Because the cool thing about this house is it's made from recycled shipping containers. It looks nothing like a shipping container house. As a matter of fact, if you go to
I'm
ironcladsteel.com, you'll
showing it
see
right
a
now.
picture.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, like, one of the challenges we have is, people that we know in the South Florida real estate market,
With natural
they're hearing about, Jim Wolf, which is a longtime friend of mine. Uh, the He invented this thing, and they're telling, oh, Jim made something out of shipping containers. people will call us while they're sitting in front of the house because they, Google the address, MapQuest the address, or whatever they're using, and they're like, I can't find you. And we're like, nope, you're right in front of the house. You see an orange house? They're like, yeah, pull in the driveway. So, and then they come in and they're amazed. So, he's got a few patents on it. Realistically, patents are only worth what you can, defend them. But what we're really doing is we're looking to partner with general contractors, with home builders, with other building supply companies, manufacturers, because we're going to eventually license this out. We've already started the process to get certified with one of the major uh, global certifications. At this point, I can't discuss what it is. People can figure out what it is. But at the end of it, not only will all of the contractors, general contract, subcontractors that we make ironclad certified, meaning that here's the reality. We've got a house that if you put the windows and the doors on the right way and you pour in the concrete, and I'll explain that more in a minute, the right way, if you do everything the right way, well, this thing will withstand 292-mile-an-hour winds. If something goes wrong, nobody's going to blame the window manufacturer, the door manufacturer, the door or window installer. They're going to blame us. So we're highly motivated to make sure that everybody that's going to help us build these homes is doing it the ironclad way. And we expect that as we go through the various processes and we start building more models, we'll learn more. We learned a lot from building this. And ultimately, people don't buy the steel structure that we create, because what we're selling is we have the various models, and we'll even customize one for you all in the final price of the steel box that we sell you. And we can even have it assembled in one day on the pad that you've the property that you've prepped. Now let me be clear about this. I said pad, but the house is part of the pad. So you prepare the ground. You dig a footer. You do everything you have to do regarding pest treatment, that kind of stuff. Whenever you're building a home, you put down the visqueen. You do everything by the book, by code, wherever you are, and we have kind of a higher standard that we recommend, and then we deliver the home in pieces. And as a matter of fact, what I'll do for your audience here right now is, John, do you have, remember from the war room, I gave you access to a page with the password?
Uh, it's been a while.
Okay. So what you do is go to ironcladsteel.com
Okay.
/ 3D hyphen rendering. Let me just double check that address.
3D.
Yeah, it might be renderings, but give me 1 second. I'll pull it up.
I just want to say you're really showing your age when you mentioned MapQuest there.
Yeah, yeah.
It says password protected.
Yep. And so that password, maybe some of you guys in the community will recognize this, and I'll explain why. It's capital X, all lowercase play, PLAY, 194.
Ploy as PLAY. Play.
Yep. So capital X,
Yep.
PLAY, and then 194. So if you're in the RAVENCOIN community, you may recognize him as one of our leading NFT artists, and that's why I'm working with him. And I created this page to basically show him everything about the house, including the floor plans, the elevation, a longer video that shows us dropping this in, as opposed to the 30-second video we have on the main page. So I know I'm giving away the secret sauce here, but once again, we realize that people are going to look at this and say, well, if they did it, I can do it too. Here's a challenge. You got to get past all the inspectors, and the inspectors don't want to sign off on new stuff. So we will help you. If you're a GC, if you're a fabricator, then we want to empower you. And if you get on board with us, if you're in the trades, then as we get this global certification that will allow us to deal with governments and military, then you get to ride on our coattails, as opposed to Once we get that certification, then good luck getting in. You've already got to get semi-certified with that big global body. And so it's a real good time to get involved with us right now, is my point. And if you're a home builder, then we're just another arrow in your quiver, because there are some limitations to this house. The way that it is can handle 292 miles an hour is because we're keeping the steel roof on them. In this particular prototype house that I'm in, we use the very standard 8-foot shipping containers. If you know anything about logistics, shipping containers, they come in a couple of different heights. They come in a couple of different lengths, but the standard is a 20-foot and a 40-foot, and the vast majority of the shipping containers out there are 8 foot high. It worked in this house. But the next model that we're doing, we're going to use what's called high cubes. That starts you off at 9.5 feet. So when you come in a little bit from the ceiling and you come up from the floor, you still got 8 foot ceilings plus, which is the minimum that people want. And this is why I'm bringing that up. So let's say you're a general. Let's actually, as I build out the interface, I'll explain how it works, and then I'll get to this page that maybe people are scrolling through that I gave you the password to. So people don't want to buy doors and windows for the house they might build, and they're not going to just buy a steel box. People want to buy a beautiful home. So the interface that I have to build is, first question is, are you interested in the strongest home ever built? Where do you want to buy it? And so they'll fill in, city, state, zip code, that sort of thing. And then the next question is, do you already have a piece of property that you own? If it's yes, then it goes to, do you have contractors that you want to work with, or maybe because maybe they're one, or do you want to choose from our Ironclad certified network? Now, if they don't have a property, well, that is a golden opportunity for real estate agents that are either representing property that is on the market, or there's a lot of property that's off the market. And if we can guide individuals to you, maybe they build an ironclad home there, maybe they don't. But if you're in our network, leads are leads, and we know that eventually we'll put a deal together with your buyers. If you're a general contractor, and you've got some people that are interested in this, or if we send you a lead and then all of a sudden the customer says, but I need 15 or 14-foot ceilings, it's just a must have, it's always been my dream. Well, then they're not going to get technically the strongest home ever built, because that means that you have to have certain areas of the home that are not within the steel box. Let's say you've created some exposure, but it's still one hell of a strong house. So, and that is, if you're a general contractor, once that opens the door to all kinds of things as to what you can do. So additionally, we'll be working with different manufacturers, because everything is, well, what's the base price for this home? What's that going to save me on insurance? We're talking to some guys that have a very special, and Brick, you might be interested. I want to get you hooked up with these guys, because they're doing a lot of work in New Zealand right now. It's a type of mag board that they have. And here's the cool thing about this particular product. It's a little bit pricier than a typical drywall. However, if your house gets flooded, just give it a few hours. It'll dry. These boards won't mold. Okay, so could you imagine if you had a house that could actually handle really strong winds and maybe some floods? Well, insurance companies might just really like that too. So we've got one of the members of our RAVENCOIN community that's in the insurance brokerage business, and he's been reaching out to underwriters so he can, be able to offer those products to people that are looking to buy this house. But what I'd like to do right now is turn, if anybody's actually logged into Ironclad Steel /3D hyphen renderings / and then you entered in the password capital X PLAY 194, then I'll take you down here. So first you actually see the house I'm sitting in right now, and we just got our phones. I'm still making the phone trees work, because we had to create 4 businesses to make this whole thing work, and I'll explain that maybe in a bit.
You know what's
And if I'm
crazy?
taking up, what's that?
I'm on the site, and what really amazes me is that you guys put this together around a neighborhood that's already been constructed. There's houses next door, all around, and you guys were able to fit that big. That team that put that thing together is amazing. That's
Oh,
crazy.
the crane operator? Hell
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah. If you watch the 15-minute video
yeah, yeah,
there,
yeah. I've been
you'll
playing it.
see some. Yeah, yeah. So the 15-minute, like I have hours and hours of this. It took us 6 hours to bolt it together. I was not there that day. But my brother, who's a big GC in California, he was like, "How the hell are they doing this thing?" And so I cut the hours of videos down to this like 15-minute whatever it is here. But what the important thing to notice here is if you go down in the little pictures, you'll see that the footer was dug out and prepped. And the challenge is each step of the way the inspectors have to come in, and so it's do something, wait, do something, wait. So then on the day that everything was good, in 6 hours, we trucked in the 7 pieces that you see here or you see in the video and bolted together. Now, we bolted this one together in 6 hours, but our fabrication location is in Miami. And so it took a little bit to drive up here. We're like an hour north. And so basically, if you are within 2 hours of Miami, then we'll have one of these homes delivered and bolted together in one day, is what we're telling people. And of course, as we expand throughout the nation, and we add fabricators and GCs and the rest of it, then that's exactly what we're going to specifically be doing is strategically creating or working with fabricators and GCs that can have like a 2 hour footprint. As you can imagine, GCs don't want to drive 2 hours for a job, so that their footprint will be a lot smaller. So that means there's a lot of opportunity for general contractors throughout the country to get involved in this and basically start claiming zip codes.
All right, two questions.
So yeah,
How much do these homes cost? And the second question is, how is this tethered into RavenCoin?
two great questions. So the first thing I just want to finish up on this is if you see we lay down the bolt together the property, that the house, the steel structure, and if you notice, there's no wood floors in there.
Mm-hmm.
All the wood floors are taken out of these containers because they're used containers.
Is that
We're
cement?
recycling containers. So what happens if you go further down, after the steel structure is bolted together, the next day they come in with the concrete trucks and pour in the slab.
Ah,
So your home is embedded, it's fortified in the concrete. So that's how this thing gets so strong. And then the rest of it's cosmetics. Whatever you do on the outside, whatever you do as far as a roof, all the roofs here in South Florida have to be up to code. This one, of course, is up to code. But let's face it, if it's a Cat 5, that roof is sacrificial and the family's still safe inside a steel box.
wow.
So all right, so back to your questions. What does it have to do with Ravencoin? What was the other one?
How much do they cost?
Oh, how much they cost? We're fine tuning these numbers. This particular house sold for $400,000. We're we're very committed to bringing in the steel structure at assembled at $75 a square foot.
Okay, okay. That was going to be my
Yes.
question then, because I was going to ask, does it depend on the location or does it depend on the material being used?
So great questions. So anybody that's listening to this or listen to this in the future, you know that there's three major costs. There's the property. So we sell the steel structure box delivered bolted together. Then so regardless of what your property, somebody might pay 60,000 for a property. Somebody might pay 300,000 depending on the neighborhood, the location, that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So or far more, as Brick can tell you. Uh, then there's the ground prep work, okay, which is not included in the $75 a square foot. Then we drop in the steel structure box, and then depending on what the homeowner wants as far as exterior and interior, that's where costs can, you know, go. The sky's the limit. I mean, you want marble floors, that all changes it. But anybody that's in the trades, when they hear that we're delivering a steel structure box with customized plans, because it's not like, because you need those plans to get everything else done. So we're doing this as easy as possible for homeowners and general contractors to just take this and be like, oh, this makes total sense. They dotted all the I's, they crossed all the T's, and they set precedents. And they're building this brand, and they're letting all of the building trades inspectors understand this better. So the vast majority of what we're going to be doing as we start to ramp this up is educating inspectors,
Nice.
around
Yeah.
Florida, around the globe.
I like the
This
location. The location is amazing. It's right next to the highway, Highway 95. It's right next to Pompano Beach Air Park. It looks like a little airport there, and it's not too far from the beach.
Yeah, so I went to school, what the high school, Ely High School. Anybody that's familiar with Pompano and Ely High School, they're probably questioning why the hell they build it in that neighborhood. The Because it's close to where we all live, number one, and there's some vacant land here, and that's a real challenge to find in our neck of the woods. That's not ridiculously priced, and this particular property. Um, the house had burned down years ago, and it just, for one reason or another, never got rebuilt. So this house is actually sold. I'm in it. We've got it at this point right now to April 1st, because we wanted to use it to show and stuff like that. We might extend it, but this house sold within a week after our ribbon cutting for $400,000, and they expect to rent it for $3,500 a month.
Wow.
So the we're looking to break ground nearby. We're talking to some uh, property owners, people that have other vacant property nearby, and we're talking about different options they might have because, yeah, as you can imagine, it'd be really easy for us as we're showing this property as we have it staged to walk those people over to where construction's happening, so they can kind of get a feel for how quickly it could go.
All right.
But now let's talk RavenCoin.
Yeah.
So uh, the so I said before we have four companies. So Ironclad Steel is the parent company, and then each of the other companies are basically residential, commercial, and the rental of the containers because we've got to build up inventory, and instead of storing it, our inventory, we'll rent it out, to Walmarts, to Targets, whatever. So anyway, my point is the residential website I'm working on as we speak, and what I'm building in there is a reservation system, much like Tesla did. So when somebody reserves their place in line with this, it's $100. That's it. And they reserve because once people start placing orders, that line is going to get long, and there is going to be a lag time for us to produce them in mass and get them delivered. So get in early for $100. You can reserve a spot in line. Now, it's just a placeholder. You don't have to uh, actually purchase one of these homes because maybe you think you want to do it and you think you have a piece of property you can use, but things change. However, if you want to flip that NFT that we're going to issue, so the reason why I love RavenCoin is because it's a transparent, immutable blockchain. And so it's a ledger because let's say we sell a whole bunch of these spots in line. Well, why should anybody trust any company that says, oh, you've got this spot or this number, whatever? You never know. You just never know. But if your spot in line is minted on the blockchain, then there'll never be a question. Everybody can see it. And we won't, participate in any kind of secondary market in these NFTs. But I'm a free market capitalist. If somebody wanted to buy this, they changed their mind because maybe their son or daughter that they thought was going to use it to build something soon says, no, I'm moving away. I'm not going to be back in time to get a house. You might as well sell that thing. Well, who knows what a spot in line will go for on the secondary market. And so, let the free markets reign. but I love it because we get to show a real use case, a legitimate use case for non-fungible tokens on the RAVENCOIN blockchain. So that's how this goes. Now, of course, you can extrapolate from that and say, well, wait, this guy was just talking up Brick and saying Brick's an expert in property tokenization. Like, one of the leading experts in the world is on this call right now. And you can be damn sure that future plans will involve property tokenization. But don't listen to me talk about it. Follow Brick. He's consistent. He's got YouTube videos. He's always doing Twitter spaces. He's always in the metaverse. He's here tonight. If you want to wrap your head around property tokenization and being the 1% of the 1% right now, he's your guy. So things are going to happen fast. I'm going to just wrap up with this. I had posted, time, I don't have a concept of time. That's the challenge of my life. So it might have been a week ago, might have been a month, but I put out there, 22 people were flipping JPEGs, and in 23, people are going to be flipping zips and property tokens. As soon as the real estate community wraps their head around property tokenization, and this is how I explain it to people. Imagine all the people over the past few years that were buying all the meme coins around the globe. And every night they put their kids to bed and said, someday my investment in this meme coin is going to pay off because it's going to the moon. And maybe, just maybe, we can move to Australia, we can move to America, we can move to, name the place that, people around the world just dream about migrating to.
There it
And
is.
now they're wondering, what do I do? But now when you have a legitimate use of the blockchain, which is property tokenization, that father, that mother can put that child to bed and say, we own a share of a property in this place, that place, and the other place, because they're probably going to be smart enough to diversify.
Great.
And here's what I'm most excited about. And as soon as the real estate gurus catch on to this, is when property tokenization hits and there's the secondary market, there is going to be less property token supply than there is demand. And we are going to see property, in my opinion, this is not investment advice, we are going to see hysteria, and there will be a balance. There's always balance. The markets will always balance them out when they're operated fair and legitimately, like property tokenization on RAVENCOIN with DigiShares will be, in my opinion. And so whether you're interested in buying property tokenizations, you're learning about it from Brick, learn about it, because this is the way that we take away the shenanigans that goes into the purchasing and the financing of homes. This is a people's movement.
That's perfect, man. Let's leave it right there. So I'm looking at your front page here on ironcladsteel.com, and it says, we firmly believe in safety, sustainability, and repurposing steel in order to save trees and the environment. Most importantly, we believe in family and keeping our loved ones safe. That's Ironclad Companies at ironcladsteel.com. Now, with that, how can the Ravenites in the community reach you, Philly, to know more about this project you got going on?
Just if you got Raven blocks in your name, then I'll follow you back. DM me at direct from Philly 1L, and I'll get you set up. I'll when the ability to reserve a spot goes live. You know what, John? Let's actually. When are you going to be live again somewhere, or Brick? Let's do something where I announce it and then I turn it live. And then any Ravenites that's paying attention
Brick is doing
can jump on.
Brick is doing an event tomorrow. You guys want to do that in Braveland?
Yeah, tomorrow's a little too early. I'm finalizing some stuff with the contract with the lawyers. That's been dragging out a week. But sometime soon this week.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, Philly.
Yeah.
Thanks for your nice words, mate. Really appreciate it, buddy. Fantastic things that you're doing. Just on that, in terms of if you did want to announce, so we've got the what is real estate tokenization show that we have during the week. If you wanted to do it, I can actually slot you in next week if you want, or the week after. Just let me know. DM me.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's do that because what I'll do is I'll get some of the other members of the team on there that can answer some questions, and I'm going to try to get some of the radio show hosts that are real estate radio show hosts that we're communicating with to start to wrap their head around this. So I'm trying to get you on some of those shows too eventually.
Be great. Sounds good, mate. Sounds good. Probably just pick up a point there that you made fairly well, a couple of points there. Can you DM me that because I'm actually interested in looking at it because obviously we engage when we buy our properties. Obviously at this stage we actually buy from build developers, so we have quite an influential input in terms of what they're building, given what we want from them. And at the moment, the Dolphin property, for example, that went from being a internal timber to concrete property because just the pricing now is on par. Concrete was too expensive to build with before, as opposed to timber inside. But I'm talking about the framing side of things. But now this one's actually turned into a concrete because just more, okay, concrete's a lot better when it's terms about the structure. But I'm really interested in terms of the steel framing. Send me a DM with some details on it because I do want to sort of go into that, and obviously you never know what can come out of it. And secondly, just a couple in terms of the point around the in terms of tokenized real estate on the RAVENCOIN blockchain. I guess from my perspective, when I see some of my colleagues that have been tokenizing real estate on other chains and seeing the progress they're having, like on the Avalanche blockchain, obviously on the Ethereum blockchain, and some of the other ones, but obviously those two being sort of the ones that people are sort of going forward with. And here I am trying to sort of advocate for people to come on the RAVENCOIN blockchain to mint their property tokens on and their real estate on. I guess I do need the help of the community because at the end of the day, there's no point me sort of keep pushing in terms of people to come on and tokenize their real estate on the RAVENCOIN blockchain where the community doesn't really get behind it itself. So it becomes a very hard slog to convince my colleagues to come and mint on the RAVENCOIN blockchain because there is being community driven in terms of people actually buying from the community in today's properties, whether into anything really, whether it's NFTs or music, whatever you, on the RAVENCOIN blockchain. So again, I'll probably just sort of reach out to the community again if we want to bring more tokenized real estate from my colleagues that are looking at what chain to tokenize on. I just sort of encourage people to first get behind what we've got on here for now, as far as tokenized real estate on the RAVENCOIN blockchain. Thanks, John.
Nice. All right, I want to get Raven Market Man, aka Quothing, to chat here a bit about RAVENCOIN. You know what a radar is, Brick?
Was that John?
Do you know what a radar? A radar. Do you know what it is?
Radar. Yeah.
What's the basic functionality of what a radar does?
Well, radar basically, from my perspective, there's a speed radar that tells you how fast you're going.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you referring to that particular radar?
Well, more like like an air radar
or
sea radar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is how I see Quothing. Quothing is the RAVENCOIN radar. He should change his name as RAVENCOIN radar because he's always involved in everything RAVENCOIN. Like, this guy is everywhere, and he's always giving us fresh updates of what's going on in the community. Seriously, without this guy, I wouldn't know half the stuff that's going on in RAVENCOIN. This guy's always posting, retweeting, just keeping the community actively engaged every single day, man. This guy's amazing. So it's great to have him here. Hopefully he has a moment to chit chat with us to give us some updates of what's been going on in the community. Because, I mean, he's the guy that's actively on. So, Quothing, what's up? Oh, Quothing? Did he fall asleep? Oh, Raven Market Man. All that hype for nothing? Aw. Hold
He's our glue, John. He is very much one of our key glues in the RAVENCOIN
It
community.
looks like somebody's
And,
typing here. Let's see what's going on. Somebody's typing. Give me a second here. Nothing over here. Let's see. You still with us? And well, that message went away. Okay. Well, I mean, we're an hour and 10 minutes in. We could technically wrap it up there. I just want Kinkajou. Obviously, his microphone's not working, and he has no updates currently right now. Let's see what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow we do have the Braveland event going on at, I believe it's noon Pacific, right? 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern.
yeah, spot on, John. Spot on.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also have a podcast coming up tomorrow. We opened up our podcast series for guest speaker interviews, and so we'll be doing those weekly now. There's some folks that are part of RAVENCOIN, others from other projects, and it's just good to have a general idea of what other people are doing out there. One thing that I want to see more is obviously more community engagement. I think there's still not enough engagement going on in the community. More hype is always needed. So that's why I really like what Quoting is doing, because he's always involved. He's always talking to people, always keeping people engaged. Same thing with you, Brick, having your spaces pretty much weekly and having having that engagement there. Philly as well, Kinkajou, you guys are always there doing your stuff. I appreciate it. It's because of you guys and the way you guys treat me is one of the main reasons why I stay. No matter how good here's an example. I was talking to my boss about good food service, right? Good food or good food service, right? From your waiter, your waitress, or whatever, right? My boss, he don't care how he's treated as long as he gets the best food in the world. I'm the opposite. I'm the type of person that if it's not the best food and it's just mediocre, okay, fine. I'll return if it's really good human to human service. Good communication. You're treating me right. That's what I appreciate. And that's the reason why I keep coming back to the RAVENCOIN community, because you folks out there treat me right. You guys are always willing to help me out. I've been talking to Raven Rebels a lot because I'm always tinkering on the back end. He's the guy that, no matter what, that guy's always around. He's always helped me out, just expanding my knowledge on coding and with RAVENCOIN and how to tinker with this, how to tinker with that. Because, I'm not a full-blown developer. I'm just messing with code here and there, just modifying stuff. I watch his videos, and I'm always commenting on stuff. So it's great that there's that kind of content out there. So once again, if you guys haven't checked it out, that's Raven Rebels on YouTube. Or RavenRebels.com for that fact. So let's see. We're going to wrap it up here with the 2 websites. What do we have? Let's do 3 websites. We have RavenCoin.Foundation. We have BrickBCProjects.com and IroncladSteel.com. With that said, we're going to wrap it up, Ravenites. Until next month for the March edition of RAVENCOIN Community Day. This concludes the February edition of RAVENCOIN Community Days. And so until next time, stack, sats, and hodl. Actually, what would it be for RAVENCOIN? What's the Satoshi version of RAVENCOIN? Ratoshis? Stack Ratoshis? Stack Ratoshis and hodl.
We should figure that out. You should do a poll and let's come up with a name.
Right? Yeah.
It might exist.
Ratoshi. It's probably somewhere out there. All right, guys. I am out. See you at Twitch. Until next time. Oh, hold on a second.